Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 24. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC, along with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-RENTAL.com and BuyandSellDVC.com.
Today is July 21st, 2021. So your 11th month booking window at your home resort is going to be June 21st, 2022. The 7-month window is going to be February 21st, 2022. So we're going to go right into Scott's food review of the week. Hopefully we're going to get a good number this week, or I'm going to get disappointed in the items that he's choosing to review.
And again, we don't talk about this beforehand, so he has no idea what I'm doing. And I'm doing this early this week because I'm about to get kicked out of my show, our show. I'm gone. We have a special guest for you coming up, so I'll let him do the introductions later on. But per my food review,
come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
I'm at the boathouse at Disney Springs getting the filet mignon sliders there. Now, they're very small sliders. I see you give me the look already. They're very small sliders with French fries. They have them for lunch and for dinner. I always upgrade to the truffle fries. It's like $1.50, $2 more to do truffle fries with a lemon aioli sauce. The filet mignon sliders are covered with butter on them, and they're absolutely fantastic.
There we go.
They're $14 for them. I've had them a few times now. I get them every single time I go. But I mean, it's to be in the atmosphere of Boathouse on the water. I mean, it's a high quality food. It's only $14. I mean, a lot of stuff at Boathouse is relatively expensive. I mean, $14 for these is a steal. Plus, again, the upgraded truffle fry price. I'm scoring them an 8.7. I think it's the highest I've given anything so far. So I think Everglazed Donuts was right up there as well, but I believe this should be the highest at 8.7. I absolutely love the filet mignon sliders. I know our buddy Ty over there gets them when he goes. His wife gets them. I know they're big fans as well. So you can't go wrong with the filet mignon sliders.
What about your wife? Does she enjoy them?
She gets them too. She enjoys them as well.
Because I've only heard you say the stuff that your wife doesn't like. So
No.
Okay.
She enjoys it as well. And plus, also at Boathouse, they give you like a coconut bread or something when you get there. The bread and the butter is ridiculous. It's like oily and wonderful. And I mean, Boathouse is fantastic. I mean, I've really only gotten these items though. I mean, I haven't ventured out too far, but the bread there, filet mignon sliders there, really, really good.
Both sons like it too?
My kids like it too.
Oh, we got a winner here.
Even though I think they've only gone like once,
but I mean,
times without them.
Because we had one review or something where your son wouldn't even try it. So
okay.
This is the entire family.
The whole entire family has liked this so far. So
okay.
It's definitely a solid choice. Get the sliders.
Sounds perfect. Now we're going to have a guest come in. It's going to be Debbie from Vacation Club Loans. I'm sure a lot of you have worked with her. So we're excited to have our first in-house guest on the show.
So I'm going to go take a nap. I'm out of here. Bye, guys.
So we are here now with Debbie from Vacation Club Loans. And some of you may have worked with her in the past. So she has graciously joined us on our episode today. So we're going to start by just getting to know Debbie a little bit. We've had 2 episodes in a row where we've asked Scott some questions, asked some questions to myself. We're going to ask the same question to Debbie because she not only provides loans for those that are looking to purchase a Disney Vacation Club resale property, but she is a Disney fan as well.
Yep.
So let's start with these questions. So if you can have one Disney character visit your holiday party, who are you choosing?
Well, my favorite character is Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a very holiday party character, but he's so cute and cuddly. I would have to go with the Pooh.
I like it. Now, if you can have one lifetime pass, you can have a lifetime pass to one Walt Disney World park. Which one are you choosing?
So I have not been to Star Wars Galaxy Edge yet, and I am a huge Star Wars fan. So I'm gonna have to pick Hollywood Studios,
nice.
So I can do Star Wars.
I like it. Plus, you get the Tower of Terror.
I haven't done it yet. So.
I love it. Now, when you're at the pool, are we going to find you poolside or going down the water slides?
Water slide, 100%. Definitely. I like the adventure.
Love it. And are you more of looking forward to going to this place for dinner, or are you looking forward to your different dessert options?
Definitely dinner.
Dinner.
I'm not a big sweet eater, but I love a good buffet.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to go for the dinner.
Nice. And what is your favorite month to visit Walt Disney World?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would have to say it's probably March.
Okay.
You know, the weather's perfect. You don't have a lot of rain. There's not a lot of humidity. I mean, December's outstanding because you've got the Christmas ornaments. It's just so beautiful and festive. But I like March the best. You know, go spring break.
I love it. And if you remember the previous episode, we're on the same page as favorite month, March. So now, what is your favorite DVC resort?
Ooh, that is a tough one. You know, it seems to me like all the Disney resorts, they're so different and you get an immersive experience with each one. So like when you're at Polynesian, you really feel that Hawaiian Polynesian, you know, they've got the hula dances and the aloha dinner, and I just love that experience. But, you know, you go to Animal Kingdom, you're actually seeing giraffes and zebras walk around. So that's really tough. I mean, if I had to pick, I guess it would be Animal Kingdom. But, you know, food and wine, I want to stay at Boardwalk.
Right.
You know, so it's just, that one's a tough one for me. I like all of them.
Totally understand. Now, if you can get first in line for any Walt Disney World attraction the rest of your life, what are you choosing?
Oh, that one's easy. Avatar, Flight of Passage.
Oh,
I love that ride. It is amazing. So.
Perfect. And what attraction will you most likely never go on again, if there is one?
The Mad Tea Party. Ugh, I don't like the spinny. It makes me, no, I get off that and I'm not happy for a few minutes.
Gotcha. And is there a best tip that you would want to give someone visiting Walt Disney World for the first time?
My best tip that whenever I go to visit the parks and everything, I always tell like my family and friends that are going for the first time, I'm like, stay on property. You know, sometimes Orlando traffic can be a bit much, especially when you want to get to the park early and people are commuting to work. And, you know, you've got the parking and then you've got to walk and do the tram. You know, when you're staying on property and you have that shuttle right there at your resort, you know, right now I think the magic hours are not effective, but you know, that's certainly going to come back. You know, if you get to stay an extra hour early or an extra hour late, you can knock out some really fantastic rides that don't have that long wait. So stay on property is always my go-to advice.
And it's also good because if you're staying on property and you want to take that midday break, it's easier to get back to your resort.
Yeah, they got the shuttle right there, constantly running all day long. And then when you're on property, you know, when you're staying at the resort, you still have that Disney vibe. You still feel like, you know, there's still opportunities to see characters. You still have that, you know, pixie dust kind of, you know, experience. So you don't feel like, oh, we're leaving the park and everyone's sad. It's like, oh, well, let's go to the resort because there's still that Disney magic there.
Right.
So,
and all the different things you can do at the resort as well.
Yeah, win-win.
So hopefully you enjoyed that. Got to know Debbie a little bit. Now we're going to go into, you know, everyone's favorite part, the numbers and all the financing.
Everyone loves numbers, right?
Yeah.
Just me.
So how long have we been working together?
We've been working together 5 years. So I looked up online and wood is the 5-year anniversary.
Oh,
so I had to
my.
get you a little anniversary
Oh,
gift.
wow. I'm going to open this right on camera here. Oh, look at this. That is awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's
Thank
engraved.
you.
It's got your name on it.
Oh, it's perfect. Thank you very much.
little Disney magic.
Yes. So when we're dealing with people that they're talking about buying and they're talking about making an offer on a property,
Right.
You know, the first question that comes up, especially when they're going to finance the property, is they're concerned about the down payment. And, you know, the first question is, they think that the down payment is going to go to Vacation Club loans.
Right.
Or the down payment's going to go to buy and sell DVC. And I'm sure you can explain it in your own words, but, you know, I just try and say, you know, the down payment's going to be held in escrow by the title company.
Absolutely.
And then Vacation Club Loans, or Debbie from Vacation Club Loans, is going to let you know how much they're going to finance of your remaining balance. And then whatever the difference is, you know, you're going to pay that at closing.
That's
So do you just
absolutely
want
correct.
to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
As far as,
It's easy to explain. So with us, you only need a 600 FICO credit score and you're automatically approved, and you're approved forever. You don't have to keep reapplying again and again. But you're going to be able to borrow 90% of any DVC contract you want now and forever at any DVC property. It's always at 90% is our magic number. So the 10% down payment is the same thing as their 10% good faith deposit. So when someone signs a contract with Buy and Sell DVC, the title company, it's a real estate transaction. So the title company is going to collect all the funds and disperse everything at closing. So they're going to hold that 10% good faith deposit while your contract goes to Disney for right of first refusal. And every resale contract has 4 pieces. The 10% down payment, which is exactly the same as your 10% good faith deposit, and that's already paid. Then at closing, there's 3 other pieces that come into play. So we don't have any fees at all. We don't charge a loan fee. We don't charge an origination fee, none of that. We don't get into all that. So there's closing costs to the title company, and that depends on the size of the contract, of course. There's annual dues to DVC. If you're getting, current year points, you're going to reimburse the seller for those. And even though we don't charge any fees, the loan triggers fees wherever the property is located. So, if Orange County or Honolulu or California, wherever the property is, that county wants their taxes for the loan. So there's some fees there that they charge, but the title company is going to collect all of that at closing. And what we do is, as soon as we have a copy of their contract, we break it all down. It's called a loan estimate. And we have 3 days to provide that to you. So you're going to see exactly what you need to bring to the table at closing. You're going to know way ahead of time.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's easy.
And then, not to catch you off guard here with this question, like sometimes buyers will even, they're concerned, like, does my down payment cover my annual dues? Does it cover my closing costs? Does it do this? And I always just say you have to look at the overall picture.
Yeah.
You're buying something, let's say it costs $18,000.
Right.
You're putting down $1,800. Vacation Club Loans is gonna finance
the 16.8.
Right. And then you're just gonna pay the difference. And on the closing statement, it's all gonna be broken down.
Absolutely,
it's gonna say your purchase price, the annual dues on the 100 points you're getting from 2021, your closing cost breakdown. So I tell people not to worry, it's just, you're, like you just said, you have your purchase price, your dues, your closing cost.
Yep.
And you're just, it's not different transactions. It's just one transaction.
Right. And they can know right off the bat, the loan's 90%, of the purchase price. So it's very easy to calculate. And, we have a calculator on our website that breaks down, they just enter the contract amount. It'll tell them different payment options. There's a calculator at the bottom that tells them closing cost. So they don't go in blindly at all. They're going to know everything just by looking at one screen. It's super easy.
And hopefully, like what she just mentioned, hopefully Ty can put that on the screen so, you can see on their website where to go to see the different
different contracts that you're looking at. Because once you set your budget, whether you know what your budget wants to be point-wise or what your monthly payment you want it to be, there's variables there that you can approach it with. Just like buying a car, you know what you want to spend in the big picture, but you really want to know what that monthly payment's going to be. So the calculator's super easy, and you can enter different amounts, just by pushing the button.
And another question that people ask is, how soon should I reach out to Vacation Club Loans? And I let them know right away.
Yeah, I tell them, that I agree with you, because first of all, you just want to get that approval done with. We don't have to keep checking. The approval does not expire. So I say, go ahead and get approved today, and then I'll let Jason know that you're approved. And then you can take your time finding that perfect contract. You're not on a, 7-day or 30-day window, clock ticking or anything. And then when they go to buy a second contract, they're already approved, and a third contract, because we see that all the time. I'm like, Jason, John Doe bought another one. He's like, okay, just send me a copy of the contract. So it happens all the time. Yeah, so why not get it out of the way? It's such an easy process.
Right, and that's the key. It is a very easy process. So, you can get you approved with Vacation Club Loans. You can buy a property on a Monday. You can sign all the documents electronically. The seller does the same thing. We can get it to Debbie. Monday or the Tuesday.
Right.
And then Debbie can give you the
details of the cash to close. And then we work in tandem with the title companies. We're very close with them. So we kind of like babysit the file as it goes through the process, but we let the title company know right away, this buyer's going to finance, here's their loan estimate, this is what they want to borrow. Not everybody wants to borrow 90%. Some people just want to borrow a certain dollar amount or 50% or whatever, and that's totally fine too. They can borrow as little as they want up to that 90%, ceiling.
Okay, that's good to know as well. And then in regards to that, and if someone says, what if I want to pay off my loan early?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So every single owner, buyer through us, that does the financing, you're going to have online access to your account. So you'll have 24/7 online access. You can change your address, make additional principal payments. Most people do pay their loans off early. It's kind of interesting. So I was looking at February of 2020, I was looking at the DVC price per point and what they are now, and more than half the resorts have gone up 10%. So hypothetically, if somebody had financed a year ago and they were paying 10% interest, it's almost like free financing if these Disney prices continue to rise, because the market's on fire.
Right.
So if these prices continue to rise and you're borrowing, even though you're paying an interest, you're locked in and you don't have to keep, paying more in a year from now. So it's almost like borrowing free money. And then, some people, they just want to borrow for 6 months. They're like, oh, well, I'm, selling. Sometimes they're selling a, contract through you because they're upgrading to a different home resort or a larger contract. And I'm going to pay this off, once Jason sells my contract. Okay, no problem. You have online access. There's no prepayment penalty. Yeah, people do it all the time. Mm-hmm.
And then as far as you can refinancing?
Yes, we do a lot of refinancing. Two main reasons, obviously, if you're paying a high interest rate, if you're paying 13.9, 14, those higher rates, like sometimes Disney Direct can go up to 17.5. So we have a guaranteed 11.9 refinance rate if someone transfers a loan to us from another company, whether it's Disney Direct or a competitor. So if you're saving 3-4%, it adds up to thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. Yeah, it's a lot. And then the second reason, a lot of people, I get phone calls because if you want to change your deed and you have your mortgage with Disney Direct, you have to pay that mortgage off before you can change your deed. So if you want to add your children, you're getting married, you're doing the opposite of marriage, and you're in that, I want to change this deed, we will refinance the mortgage that Disney's holding so you have the ability to change the deed. Yeah, we do it all the time.
So that might be new news to people out there as far as if someone might just said, wait, what did she just say? I have this loan with Disney. It's at this rate. She's going to guarantee me, this rate.
11.9%.
So this might be a good time. So what's the best way to reach Vacation Club Loans? Like email? What's your email?
Absolutely. So my email is Debbie, Debbie, Debbie at vacationclubloans.com, or they can go on the website, vacationclubloans.com, and there's an email form on the contact page. They can contact us through the phone, of course, an email, and yeah, absolutely. And the refinancing, it only takes 2 weeks. Most people don't, they're kind of surprised that it happens so quickly.
And if someone, just to touch on this real quick, so if they were going to email you, they bought from Disney, the best thing is, just to say, hey, my name is George, I bought this property with Disney, I financed this, I just saw where I can refinance it with you.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you can get more information out of them and go there
absolutely.
to help them.
Yeah, because what we do is, and the only fee is to record the mortgage. So we're not going to charge, $500,000 or anything like that. We don't charge any fees, but you do pay for the new mortgage because we're transferring it from Disney Direct or another lender to us. So we have to file new paperwork. But that part's, it's not very expensive. Orange County is the least expensive. California, Hawaii, flat $411. They have a flat rate. Florida's, it goes by the price of the loan. Okay. It fluctuates a little bit, but it's less expensive in Florida. And yeah, so what we do is we pull a copy of their deed off the records. We get them to give us their payoff balance of their loan. And then once they've signed our loan documents, we send a wire to the company that we're refinancing. You know, we just wire it, and it's very easy. Yeah.
And then that's basically the same process when you're closing. So if someone's buying a property and they put their down payment, and then they sign the documents, seller signs the documents, it goes to Rider First, refusal Disney Ways, buyer gets their final documents, seller gets their final documents, seller returns their documents, buyer returns their documents, and then you send the funds to the title
Right.
company?
Oh, great question. So the title companies love working with us because we fund our loans the same day. So the title company kind of drives the ship, and when the buyer and seller return everything and they've got their, complete package, or they're ready to close that file, they send me an email saying, Debbie, file 123 is ready to close, and we send that wire immediately. And we don't, we make sure that everything happens in a very timely process. The financing does not delay anything at all.
Okay. And then as far as monthly payments, is that all direct debit? Or
Yeah, it's not mandatory, but 99% of the people just have it with their checking or their savings account. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes it super easy.
And
That form's included
Okay,
in
they
their
just
package.
include a voided check, or?
Yeah, they can include, not everybody has a voided check because we're all electronic these days, but it's just a form where you fill out your information and you sign it and you just send it back to the title company. And that's part of the documents that the title company is going to send to me. Yeah, but I'm going to work with them. We try to make it as easy as possible for the buyer so it's not extra work. They're not dealing with two companies. They're just dealing with the title company.
Gotcha. And so, in summary, the biggest highlights with Vacation Club loans is you only need a 600 FICO score.
Correct.
Once you're approved, you're approved.
Approved forever.
Okay.
We'll get you in trouble.
You can pay it off at any time.
Yep, correct.
And if someone wants to pay it off at any time, is there when they log in, they see a button to pay off, or they contact you to say,
No, it's all online. Of course, if they want me to help, I can gladly go through that process and do it for them. But when they access their account online, it'll say, make a payment, and this will be an extra payment, so it's going to come off the back of the loan. Or there's also a button that says payoff, what's my payoff? And when it shows you that screen, you can pick the date, because if you want to pay it off today, or if you want to pay it off in 30 days, you can calculate that date, and then it'll tell you the amount, and then it gives you another button and it says pay this amount now. And if you don't want to, you hit no, and then if you want to, you hit yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's super easy.
And then, of course, if you bought a property, you're financed with Vacation Club loans, it's not paid off, but you want to sell that property, of course, you can still sell that property.
Of course, yeah, great question.
And then, so in that process, and so now the closing company's going to close, closing company will just send you your
Exactly.
funds?
The title company, when they go, because they do their due diligence to protect the buyers and sellers, they want to make sure the buyer's buying exactly what the contract says, and the seller, they confirm the points and, everything through Disney to make sure it's all completely transparent, and correct. So they're going to see that there's a mortgage on this particular deed, and then they're going to contact me and say, Debbie, what's the payoff in 30 days? That'll be the first question. And then, of course, when they're ready to close, Debbie, what's the payoff today? And we give them that information immediately, and they'll just subtract that funds from the seller's, check. Yeah, just like purchasing a home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that I didn't touch on that you maybe want to add, or?
When I was looking at the February of last year price points, and then the February of this year, I saw how much it was going up, and it made me want to do an exercise. So I did this last week. So this is all, current information. So I love Animal Kingdom. I like to go in March, and my son is 18. He does not want to share a studio with his mom. And I allow him to, bring a friend, a buddy, whenever we go and travel, most of the time. So I prefer the 1-bedrooms. So I looked on Disney Vacation Club. I looked on their website of what it would be to rent a 1-bedroom in Animal Kingdom. And I picked Savannah View, but it was, and this is in March of 2022. So the rental price was $10,345. Now Scott probably has better deals on a DVC-RENTAL, but this is just what Disney had. So it got me thinking, and I'm like, okay, if I wanted to use my DVC points, because I'm a DVC owner, it would be 272 points for that same exact week. So then I went on your site and I'm like, all right, how much is $272 going to cost me if I wanted to purchase this? And it's around $33,000. And then if I finance that, the monthly payment would be $500 a month. So if I times $500 a month by 12, now I'm looking at $6,000. $6,000 versus $10,000. So I'm like, okay, that's too good to be true, right? Then I have annual dues. So there's $2,000 annual dues that I'm going to pay every year, but I'm still saving $2,000 on my vacation. Plus I own it, so I can save $2,000 every single year. And then in 10 years, if I have grandkids, they'll be using it. Or if I want to go sell it, I can call Jason and I'm going to probably recoup, So it was just such a win-win. And I was like, wow, this is really kind of interesting to be able to do Disney once, and it doesn't have to be Animal Kingdom. I can go to Saratoga or, something else. But this example worked on every resort that I pulled up.
That's a great example.
$500 a month, and I'm going to own Disney, and I can go every year for a week in a one bedroom. It was like a winner. So
right, and a lot of times, people don't realize it. When they're going to save up for Disney, they say, well, it's going to cost this much. We need to save up this much. So they're saving up that money every month.
Right.
So they're already, you're doing it already.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. If you're saving $10,000, that's going to cover your down payment, your closing costs, your annual dues, the mortgage recording fee, which is very small, and your mortgage, because it's a mortgage, so it's kind of a mortgage payment, but it's more for fun.
Right.
So
you're taking the money and you're turning it into ownership. So.
Absolutely. And then you own something tangible that you could resell later if your travel, habits change, or you can just go to Scott and rent your points out if there's a year you can't use them.
Right.
And the points are, except for Riviera, the points are good for all the properties.
Right.
So if you're saving up for that big Hawaii trip.
There you go. Did you want to use this other example as well? Or?
I did the same exact thing. I did, because I picked March for Animal Kingdom, and then I wanted to look at Grand Floridian because I know that is, such a marquee high point property. And so I did the exact same thing for March of 2022. And that particular stay for a one bedroom, it came out a little bit higher, of course. It was $13,716 or 407 points. So 407 points at Grand Floridian, that would be a big purchase,
right.
But you're also going to get that and be able to finance it over 10 years if you wanted to. So that particular contract, was $73,000. But if you financed it, it would be approximately $1,133 a month. So if you times that by 12 and you add the maintenance fees, the annual dues that you're going to pay to DVC, you're looking at $13,596. It was only a difference of $120. However, this is something I own and I can sell it later.
Right.
So it's kind of like if I'm going to spend $13,000 a year,
right.
I want something I can sell later,
Exactly.
And recoup that $73,000, which is obviously that's a large contract. That's
right.
not the everyday purchase. But I was just curious when I did it on a couple of the resorts, the same thing worked out. There was always a little bit of a savings, and $2,000 a year is obviously a big savings. Yeah,
Definitely.
That's a lot.
So not only did Debbie bring me this gift, which this is awesome, I love it, but we also have. So she has gift cards here. Visa gift card, which can be used anywhere. So one of these, she has two. She has two.
We're going to have two contests.
So if you comment on this episode, just, put a comment. You're going to be added, so if there's 50 comments, we're going to draw from those 50 names. And we'll give them till the end of August to comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it a month.
We'll give end of August of 2021, in case I didn't say a year there.
Right.
We'll give it till the end of August. And then we're going to pick from one of those comments, they're going to win a $50 Visa gift card.
That's right.
Courtesy of Vacation Club Loans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other gift card, whoever purchases from Buy and Sell DVC and finances with Vacation Club Loans, between now and the end of the year, all of those people will be in that group, and one name will be drawn, and they will win the other
That's right.
$50 a Visa gift card.
A
Courtesy
good New
of,
Year's Eve gift.
There you go. Perfect. Yes. So that is very kind of Vacation Club Loans. And again, Vacation Club Loans, as you can see, I mean, Debbie, loans, maybe it doesn't sound fun to some people, but, Debbie is going to try and make it as fun as she possibly can. And she's very quick at responding. So, if you buy a property on a Monday and everyone signs it, you'll see that, the agreement will be sent to Debbie within 24 hours, and
Right.
she's going to respond to you with the information probably within, 2 to 3 days. So you're never left hanging
Right.
when you're using Vacation Club Loans. It's going to be, quick transaction. Her and I have worked together now for 5 years. So we're going to make it as smooth as we possibly can. There's not going to be, any issues at all.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. It's super easy. And if anybody has any questions, I'm always available to answer and walk through any scenario, give a quote. I do side-by-side comparisons all the time, to look at different loans. And, that's what I love to do. Some people don't like the math. I love the math. So.
perfect. And one more time on your email address, just so
Yes.
everyone has it.
Okay, it's Debbie@vacationclubloans.com.
And then the spelling on Debbie, just to make sure everyone's on the same page.
DEBBIE.
Perfect. So we appreciate her joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was
You're
fun.
welcome. Hopefully you guys got some good information out there. And I know a lot of you have used Vacation Club Loans. If you have, please put that in the comments as well, because we would love to hear great feedback on Vacation Club Loans. Plus, you'll be entered into that pool for the gift card. So thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.